How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Chalk. My name is Andre Quintana. This is Darius Barton, and we're going to start off today with some Week 10 trade targets. So let's hop into it. We got trade aways and trade fours. So let's do the aways first. Who you got?
Trade away right now. I'm trying to sell high on Justin Herbert. If you can get rid of Herbert, do it.
Yeah.
Might be able to get like a mid-tier running back for him. So if you're hurting at running back,
Well, it's kind of like getting what you can get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He came into the season. He was ranked number 4. He was ranked actually really high. Most people were taking him in the top 4 rounds of drafts. Across various types of leagues, and to be honest with you, man, yeah, he's not performing where he should be.
if you can pick up Lawrence and trade away Herbert, it's not gonna hurt you.
Right, Lawrence in a low end RB, something like that, or if it just if that's all you can get.
Pick up Lawrence and then trade Herbert away for.
If you're hurting a wide receiver, maybe you can get even a Chris Olave, something like that.
Oh yeah, you can get maybe Olave for Herbert right now.
Yeah,
it's not a terrible trade.
Top, probably an 18 to 25, something like that. In terms of RB or wide receiver.
Would you take a James Robinson for Herbert? Or do you think that's too low?
That's too low. I wouldn't give him up for that little. You know what I mean? I'd probably just keep him at that point. But who else we got on here?
Straightaways, I got Leonard Fournette. So Fournette, horrible season so far.
Well, he looks bad. It looks like Rachaad White's just kind of taking over. You know what I mean? And hit for our waiver wire video. But go pick up Rachaad White. I think Leonard Fournette. It just doesn't look good, in the past couple weeks. You can see his production kind of slowing down. Also his carries, you know what I mean. Now they're getting White more involved. He's out there for actual drives, not just plays. And so before you know it, who knows, man? That might be a complete 50-50 timeshare, and you probably just don't want to deal with that. And so especially for where you're drafting, he's probably top 2 to 3 round pick, and honestly, you should probably sell whatever you can get him for. You know what I mean? If you need a.
Maybe Chris Godwin,
Chris Godwin, that'd be a good trade. You know what I mean? Fournette for Godwin, something like that. If you're really shooting high, you might be able to even swing somebody like.
Devontae Smith.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Maybe you get Fournette plus.
Maybe a little bit above Devontae, but like Juju Smith-Schuster, I was thinking.
Juju's not bad.
Something like that. I would take Juju. I mean, he's on a high-powered offense, and he's not like a that guy, but. Another guy actually that we were talking about trading away was Chris Godwin. So at this point, the Bucs offense, it kind of looks terrible, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a rough offense. So if the Godwin's your wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, he should have no higher value than a flex right now. Trade him away. Try to get something that you can for him to upgrade your team.
Exactly. No, he's definitely a guy, like you said, upgrades otherwise, and you're probably not going to start him. Now let's go for trade fours. This is kind of the more interesting side of it.
Who would you be targeting this week? Who, if you could swing a trade for them, who would you go for? Who do you got right now?
And I think 2 guys, and it's this week. Not really for Justin Fields. That's the first quarter, but we got 2 quarterbacks. Justin Fields. If you can, I know that he's going off right now. You honestly should have traded for him about 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're kind of probably too late to the party now. But if you can swing for him, if you could trade Jonathan Taylor for him, I honestly would consider. That would be something I would think about. You know what I mean? He's not having a great season. He still has the cachet of the name and what he did last year. But Justin Fields looks great. He looks like he's going to, in the coming years, probably be about a quarterback between the 4 to 8 range. You know what I mean?
See, I got Jonathan Taylor, and I'm not giving him up for Justin Fields right now. I need consistency from Fields. I want to see him drop 30 bombs, 3 times.
Say you're in a quarterback, though. Because I actually, in one of my leagues, I have this problem. I drafted this at the beginning of the season for Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah.
If you have guys like that, if you kind of took Rodgers, if you took Brady, if you took Stafford,
but you're trading away Jonathan Taylor.
Well, but what I'm just saying is, if you have those guys at quarterback,
yeah,
would you consider doing something?
I wouldn't say Taylor. I'm thinking more you might be able to swing me for Cornell Patterson, maybe.
That's a good trade. Cordero Patterson, yeah. And because what I'm thinking is, honestly, if they have Justin Fields, I either picked him up because they really need a quarterback. In that case, he's untradeable. They're not going to trade you him.
Yeah.
But what I was thinking is also quarterback, too. Someone that's got, like what guys were talking about, man. Tom Brady and Justin Fields. You got Fields, he's right in the hot hand, and you give him a really good offer. Like you said, man, maybe a Mike Evans even. He's kind of struggling.
Yeah, Mike Evans for Fields, I might swing it.
Wide receiver 13, in standard right now. So it's like the wide receiver 13 for Fields. Maybe thought Jonathan Taylor's a little bit, too broad, but I'm just saying, if he, I don't know, man, if you drafted him at number 1 and he's just consistently shown you that there's nothing there, and you got a guy dropping 30 every week, man, sometimes filling in that slot with 30 is just, fuck it, dude, just get it done,
That's right.
And I think this is a this week thing. Next week, this could completely change. But with everything up in the air right now, Josh Allen has a UCL injury. From everything I'm seeing, it's a 3 to 4 week injury. So, if it's not torn, he's good to go, obviously, this weekend. But if it is, he's probably out 3 to 4 weeks.
So
If you own him, are you holding him or trading him away? I don't know, but I think this is a good time to kind of bridge that.
send some offers out. Try see if you
Right.
can get him. If you're hurting at quarterback, stash Josh Allen for 4 weeks if he's hurt.
But don't just send a petty offer. You know, what I mean, if you're gonna trade for, because we have three guys, Allen, and then I really think you can get Diggs and Gabe Davis for kind of a discount right now, especially if he's out for 3 to 4 weeks by the time this video drops. But Allen, it's gonna be tough. You're gonna have to give up a lot. But say, what if you're really deep at running back, man? Because honestly, in one of these leagues, I got Etienne, I got Joe Mixon, and Saquon Barkley all in the same league. Would you just give up, straight up
Mixon for
Joe
Allen.
Mixon for Allen?
Oh, without a doubt.
You'd have to really consider that. You know what I
If
mean?
you have no one, if you have Brady and Rodgers at quarterback,
I would fucking do that. Yeah, I do that shit in a heartbeat. Exactly. It's like if those are your QB ones, exactly. You can't survive in this league.
Who owns Josh Allen?
Right. If you're
You send
consistently
them Brady and Joe
Yeah.
Mixon, they accept that trade.
Yeah, if you don't have a top, 8 quarterback right now, you're consistently losing by 10, 15 points every week at
It's
QB. You run into Josh
beat
Allen,
it.
Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts,
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson, all these guys, and you're sitting there with Tom Brady. You're going to be minus 15, and then all of a sudden it takes Tom Brady plus Saquon just to equal what the fuck he's doing. So, no, exactly. I would give up a Joe Mixon. I'd even consider if they sent me back, Saquon for him. Sure, I would consider something like that. You know what I mean? And it depends on the state of your team, but if you can swing that, definitely. And Diggs and Gabe Davis, I think. Diggs, obviously, you'd have to pay a lot more, but, could you swing a Fournette, trade away Fournette for Gabe Davis?
I wouldn't take that if I owned Gabe Davis.
If you owned Gabe Davis, you wouldn't take it?
Nah, I just don't trust the Bucs offense enough to give
true.
up Gabe Davis. Because
If
Josh Allen isn't hurt, Gabe Davis's value is still too high.
No, for sure. Well, and I don't know what's the RB range do you think maybe for trading for Gabe Davis?
Gabe Davis, you maybe trade away...
It's like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, get you Gabe Davis.
Yeah, Clyde Edwards-Helaire might get it done.
Possibly, right? It's
freaking,
it's a fine line there.
Maybe Deebo Samuel. Would you trade Deebo for Gabe Davis right now?
No, dude. I would
got
keep
too much value
Deebo.
on Deebo?
I would definitely keep.
fair
I think Debo's gonna do great when he gets back. I was even kind of thinking, say you took Najee Harris, man. Is Najee even worth a Gabe Davis anymore?
He might be. If someone's hurting at running back, Najee still has value. So.
You might be able to swing like a Gabe Davis for Najee trade.
Yeah, they only have one solid running back. They might take that.
No, exactly. And like Michael Carter, he looks really good right now. I mean, I think he's going to be
James
worth
Robinson,
more.
Dude. I think James Robinson.
So if you have Michael Carter, would you swing for a Gabe Davis? I think Michael Carter's above Davis. That's the thing, but I don't think he's up to Diggs. I think he's in the middle, so I don't really.
See, I think Davis has more value than Michael Carter, in my opinion. Just because that's a running back by committee right now.
So maybe if you could swing for it, yeah.
Yeah, I'd trade Michael Carter for Gabe Davis right now.
Yeah, so these guys, I would aim for them, and then to move up to Diggs, if you got. Man, if you're kind of deep at running back, you know what I mean? If you drafted, those guys, maybe give up, once again, Joe Mixon. Because I think, if you have multiple of, Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon, Travis Etienne, the guys that were drafted a little bit later but still hit, even like an Aaron Jones.
Do you trade up Nick Chubb right now for Diggs?
I think Nick Chubb's too much, though. I think any of those guys in that range. I think if you had Mixon, that's the guy you want to give up because he just is coming off a stellar game. You know what I mean? I don't think he's definitely going to get that the rest of the season. So I think this is the ultimate sell high for Mixon, really. So yeah, if you got Mixon plus Saquon, I mean, and shit, you can pick up Diggs, man.
Yeah, trade away Mixon. I feel that.
I definitely. Well, but once again, like Etienne, I think.
I don't think.
I wouldn't feel good about it. Etienne's a little bit too valuable, but I think so is Nick Chubb. I think he's a little bit too valuable for Diggs. But I don't know. That's an interesting
What about
one.
Jonathan Taylor plus one? Does that get you Stephon Diggs right now with all the
Jonathan Taylor plus, like a Terry McLaurin or something like that?
Taylor plus a decent wide receiver one.
I think that
Maybe
might get you
Evans.
Diggs, especially if they're kind of hurting, you know what I mean? If they're a little bit of a hurting team. So I think all of these guys, are great trade scenarios, and I think that everybody should really look into because honestly, the Bills, they're great offense, and if someone has to wait on for 4 weeks and they're already kind of 4 and 5, something like that, and they really just can't take losses, you might be able to score and sell, pick up on them, especially if they're 3 and 6. So But have a good rest of your day, everybody. Chalk it up. We're going to drop a waiver wire video, so be on the lookout for that as well.
Great.